We're going to do basic rice. And if you're going to cook rice at home a lot, and you should, it's really simple, it's really cheap, just get used to it being a little stickier than the stuff that you get out of the Instant Box. Or I'm going to show you a second way of cooking rice that makes it not sticky, but it takes a lot of water. There's really two ways to cook rice. You can steam rice or you can boil rice, but I think steaming is just faster and easier because I don't like to bring a whole big pot of water to a boil. 2 cups of water. I've got 1 cup in here. I'm going to add another cup of water. I've lost my water measuring cup. I don't know where it is, but you know, you can measure with dry measuring cups too. I'm going to turn this on. I need it to come to a boil. It will come to a boil faster if you cover it with the lid. And while that's boiling, I'm going to measure out some rice. I don't really eat white rice anymore. That's part of my whole food weirdnesses. And I'm going to have to show you how to cook brown rice at another time because it's actually a little more complicated, sort of stupidly complicated. But plain white rice is super simple. This is plain basmati rice. It really doesn't matter what kind of rice you have if it's white rice. Oops, I'm making a big mess. It's my kitchen, I can make a mess if I want. We're going to use 1 cup of rice to 2 cups of water, and that's the basic recipe. We're going to add a little bit of salt, and that's really all you need. Okay, well, so our water is boiling, and that's the hard part of making rice. You have to get the water to boil. But boiling really looks like that, lots of bubbles on the top. If you can't see it there, I'll get you a better shot later. Some people say you shouldn't put in your salt until the water is boiling because it might make pits in your pot. But salt also helps your water come to a boil, so you got to make a decision about that. Salt water boils quicker than regular water. I'm just going to put a little bit of salt in the water, flavoring the rice. I'm going to stir that in, dissolve it, make sure it stays boiling. I want the boiling action. More boiling. Okay. And then this is what you do to make rice. 2 cups of boiling salted water, 1 cup of rice. You pour the rice in. You stir it once to settle it all around the pot. You're never going to stir it again. You cover it to bring it back to a boil. Once it's boiling, you're going to hear it boiling. You boil it for 5 minutes. You turn the flame down to the absolute lowest possible setting and you let it go for 15 minutes. You turn the flame off and you let it sit. Do not lift the cover for 10 minutes. And that's it. I swear to you, never fail rice. This is my friend Elizabeth's recipe. Thank you, Elizabeth. You were absolutely right. It never fails. So I'm going to let this come to a boil. So this is what it looks like after it has boiled vigorously for 5 minutes. I am going to turn this down to the lowest possible setting, all the way down. I'm going to cover it, and I'm going to leave that for 15 minutes. Okay, we're not going to open the lid on the rice. We're just going to turn the burner off for 10 minutes. Okay, when the time has run out and not before, you can take the lid off the rice. Look at that beautiful cloud of steam. It smells fantastic. You can see some little holes where the boiling water has come up through it, and it's dense. It's sticky rice. It's not dry, separate rice. But if you just fluff it right now with a fork, gently, don't scrape up your pot, you're going to have the most wonderful rice. Now, if you have a good quality heavy pot, you're going to see here, see how it comes up off the bottom and it doesn't burn and it looks perfect? This is really perfect. If your pot is thin, then you might have a little burned area here on the bottom that you're going to have to soak off, and that's really one reason to get yourself the thickest possible pot that you can get. This one is cast iron, but look how perfect this rice is. It isn't even really that sticky. Trust me, you want to eat this. This is good stuff.